G'day nerds, Luke here. Thank you for watching. Just quickly, before I get on with the title of the video, ladies, gentlemen, anything in between in 2020 and my often forgotten, but not by me, two-stroke dirt bikes. If you can appreciate a small, aspiring, no-frills YouTuber that doesn't subject you to irrelevant and flat-out boring ass ads, feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, mash that like button, tell me how much you love me, and take to the comment section and tell me that you found this video somewhat useful, or dislike and take a long walk off a short pier. Either way, thank you for tuning in. So, Borderlands 3, optimization settings, visual settings. Let's begin. I have been having, although I somewhat enjoy the game, just an absolute shit of a time with it. I've lost 3 characters, I'm on my 4th, graphical glitches, black screens, random disconnects, all sorts of fuckery going on. I've spent about probably 1.5 to 2 hours off camera going through and manually trying out different settings, and I finally found, after about probably half an hour to 45 minutes of gameplay, I finally found some settings that are actually working. So I'm not going to share my system specs with you because I just want people like. So for me, for the past couple of months, being that I have a GTX 1080, a GeForce GTX 1080, I've just been using and launching my games through the GeForce experience. When you download the NVIDIA graphics card drivers, I've been just been launching my games through that and running whatever settings it recommends, because you'd think that a multi-billion-dollar graphics card company that develops software to launch games would have a clue about what they're doing, which for the most part, other than Borderlands 3, they do, but this game was probably, I think, mainly developed for AMD graphics cards. But that's neither here nor there. So I've been launching the game through that, and it just hasn't been working. So I've gone through and manually set these settings. DirectX 11, because the only reason why I have this on DirectX 11 is because OBS doesn't record or stream. DirectX 12, there's no option for it, and I have problems with it when I try and use it. My monitor is the HP Omen 120Hz 1920 by 1080, windowed borderless. Aspect ratio 6:9, 1920 by 1080 resolution. Vertical synchronization is on because it's a PvE game. Who cares? Like most PvE games that I play, I just run vertical synchronization. But PvP games, I turn it off. Resolution scale 100%. Limit frame rate 120 FPS to my monitor's frame rate, and then custom FPS limit so it doesn't go over or above or under or above. Field of view 90, vehicle field of view 90, and I don't touch either of those. Basic setting, moving on to advanced settings, graphics quality, turn this down to low, right? So turn it down to low from whatever it was, and then go through and manually set this like I have. Anti-Aliasing is a process done by your graphics card to smooth out jagged edges that appear around objects, weapons, vehicles, and just things in the world. So temporal is the most, it's the newest and most efficient anti-aliasing, process. It is a little bit of a graphics card hog, but the new temporal, the old systems were definitely graphics card hogs, but this new temporal anti-aliasing system seems to do a pretty efficient job, and it doesn't stress out your graphics card as much as what it used to. I believe that people running, I haven't tried it personally, but I've seen and heard where people are running like GTX 980s, GTX 10 GT 1060s or something like that, and they've been using it fine. Texture streaming, I have no idea what that is, but I have it on medium and it seems to be working. Material quality is on medium and it seems to be working. Anisotropic filtering, that's a process that, what is anisotropic filtering? So in layman's terms, it's just a filtering process of the textures, so a graphics card, imagine that as your artist, and a CPU is a scientist, right? The scientist crunches numbers, whereas the artist draws pictures. So anisotropic filtering is just a filtering process that goes into the textures to make them look pretty. Shadows is on medium, display stats, FPS up in the top right corner. In the menu, I'm getting 120 solid frames FPS. When I jump into the game, it's anywhere from 80 to 120. And then we scroll down, draw distance, ultra, clutter, high, terrain detail, ultra, foliage, ultra, volumetric fog is on low. So just quickly, I'm not going to get into technical details. Volumetric fog, screen space reflections, and ambient occlusion. massive all-round system hogs, turn them either off or low. I've just got it onto low because that's as low as it'll go, but that's for any game. You really want to just get rid of them. They don't really offer much of a visual eye candy benefit for having them on, and you gain a lot of system resources turning them off. Screen space reflections determines the quality of screen space reflections. Like, I don't give a shit about like ray tracing and all that sort of bullshit that's coming with like real world reflections. Like, fuck off, I don't care. I want to play a game. I don't really care about, like, I'm not going to stop and look at my fucking character in the mirror, and I don't, like, no, dude. There's other things that game developers are not doing, but like ray tracing. Have we told you about ray tracing? No, fuck off. Ambient occlusion, off. Motion blur, camera blur. Like, I don't like those settings, so I turn them off. And fidelity, FX sharpening. If you run an AMD graphics card, I strongly recommend that you leave that on. But if you don't, then turn it off, and that is going to do it. If you want to, I mean, this here, what's this? A benchmark data output and run benchmark. I don't. Just play the fucking game. Like, seriously, like, I don't. Why would you put an in-game benchmark? Like, when you can just go like.
Now, if that rig gets a Pandora flat and busts out into holy hellfire, just come on back and I'll set you up with another sweet thing.
Well, no.
Like I said, you just need to run over some bandits and skags and whatnot. See? Turns them right into biofuel. I'm trying to expand the Catch a Ride franchise and corner the sustainable fuel business. I know it's messy, but the only resource Pandora's got in abundance anymore are bandits and skags. Use what the land gives you, right?
Amen, sister.
Halfway there, ball hunter. We'll have that spaceship fueled in no time.
Yes, we will. Sexy bitch.
Let's top her off. Just a little more biofuel.
Yeah, much better.
Skag down. Almost got the whole crew on board. As soon as you get that astronav chip, we're taking off. Whoa!
Where's this astro ship? Yeah, see, look at that. It's squirreling all around, doing friggin' burning out some shit, roosting. Getting 60 to 70, 70 FPS, 60 to 80 FPS. On ultra settings.
Do you like how I dance? I've got to show you your stuff might fit into the grave wall.
Get good or get dead, scrub.
I think you've got to go around. Yeah, see, this is much better. This is a much more enjoyable experience. Yeah, see, you've got to go around. 70, 80 frames per second boost on. Heaps better. Alright, let's keep it under 10 minutes. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. Take to the comment section, let me know. Bye for now. Under 10 minutes.